Ever wonder what would happen if you took Valheim and Diablo and smashed them together with cel-shaded graphics? This is what you get. I'm your Benefactor, and here's everything you need to know about Tribes of Midgard. Tribes of Midgard is a Norse-themed survival crafting RPG where you explore a randomly generated world, gather materials, craft weapons, armor, tools, and structures, then head out to raid monster camps, caves, ruins, you get the idea. Level up, pick your skills, complete events, discover new areas, and finally challenge one of the 8 bosses currently in the game, all with up to 9 other people, or friends, if you have them. Anyway, that's enough summary, and now let's get into why you really came for. When you start the game, you'll get to choose between Survival and Saga. Survival mode, also known as Story mode, is the option you pick for your standard survival adventure. There's no time limit, and you can feel free to explore at your own pace. Build a base, level up, sail the seas, and find the 4 Jotun bosses scattered around the map. Each zone you enter has scaling difficulty based off of a recommended gear level, but I found it to be more of a suggestion than a strict rule. Once you upgrade your crafting stations and get some better gear, you can start hunting down the 4 ancients. These are basically the endgame bosses with unique battle arenas and mechanics, so I'll try not to spoil too much for you. But I do personally recommend starting with survival to learn the basics. Take your time, grab your blessings, and enjoy. Now in contrast, you have Saga mode. Remember all the things I just said about survival mode? You've got 140 minutes. Have fun. Joking about the truth aside, your objective in this mode is to protect your village, or more precisely, the tree at the center of it. You don't build crafting stations or a base this time. Instead, you'll upgrade the villagers and town defenses. Apart from the village, one of the main differences between survival and saga mode is that instead of having access to a large selection of blessings to pick from in a level 50 cap, you only have 10 levels. And you must pick from one of 10 specialized classes. There are only 2 available for you when you start, but you can unlock the rest by completing their challenge. Still with me? Great. Now the fun stuff. Every night, your village will be attacked by streams of enemies. If your tree ever falls, it's game over. During the day, you can go out into the world to complete seasons, which are quest lines to find and fight the ancients. Beat them up to get better rewards. Now about that 140-minute time limit I mentioned. Each in-game day-night cycle takes 10 minutes to complete. Technically, Saga mode can go on forever, but the difference from survival mode is that Fimbulwinter begins on the 14th night. Remember how enemies attack your village at night? Now it's always night. Every day. Forever. See the problem? Now that's not to say you can't still venture out into the world, but remember that if your tree dies, you lose. Oh, and did I mention the Jotuns? Yeah, they like to wander towards your village and eat your tree or something. They also don't care what time of day it is. Once you complete your first saga quest, you can choose to leave that world and finish the game at any time. Basically, you're trying to balance how long you want to stay and the rewards you've earned. But Ben, I hear you say, why is there only an option to play solo or enter a public matchmaker for Saga? Can't I just play with my friends? Not to worry, my disembodied friend. All you need to do is invite your friends to your party on the main menu screen. Then you can change the matchmaking rules to group only. Problem solved. As you play in either game mode, you'll find yourself completing achievements and challenges. These are often your best way to gain the primary currency to progress through the game, golden horns. You can use these to purchase pretty much everything you need. You can unlock the highest levels of many tools, weapons, and armors, pick up some cosmetics, new runes, food, and accessories. One of the most valuable things you can get, especially if you're a fan of Saga mode, are the starter kits. These provide you with equipment and items that you start the game with, allowing you to bypass the early game to some extent. There are many options, so have fun planning your builds! There is another type of in-game currency called platinum coins. This is the purchasable currency that you can spend real money on, and before you start worrying, they are exclusively for cosmetics. No pay to win here. You can also earn platinum by completing seasonal objectives, which means you can still unlock absolutely everything just by playing the game. Hey you. Yeah, you. I thought this was cool, so here's a fun fact. You may notice that the game seems to run on save files, which might make you think, man, if I want to play with my friends, we've all got to join the same party so we can play the original player's save. Not a problem. Well, it's called a save file, it's more like a mini server. The host can feel free to save and quit at any time, and each player who has ever joined that world will be able to keep playing, or more importantly, rejoin it freely. All those friends you've got have access. Huzzah! Now if you don't mind, I've got to go get impaled by Surtur again. I'm your Benefactor, and I pray you have a wonderful day.